kind of an obvious question here off the bat, but what does the number one seed mean to you guys, especially getting it a week early?
It means just kind of I don't want to say a sense of relaxation, because that's definitely not what it is at all, but it's comforting to know that we kind of have that to lean on. We're pretty banged up, so anytime we can get some of our guys some extra rest, I think that's what we're definitely looking forward to. So it's awesome to be able to do it, just kind of take a little bit of the pressure off, but definitely doesn't mean we're letting the foot off the gas, going in next week.
Steve McGargy.
You broke your own franchise single season record for catches. Just what does that mean to you to kind of be able to outdo what you were able to do last year?
It means a lot. It means that I'm continuing to push. I said at the end of last year, when I did kind of my little farewell post on Instagram at the end of the season, at the end of that post, I said, don't be surprised if I come back better, or when I come back better. And I hope people aren't surprised, because I said it ahead of time, and that's kind of been the scope of my career, is just keep building and getting better. So, you already know at this point, I've said this 1,000 times, but it's just about the film for me. If I got the right film and I'm making everything look good, and I'm being consistent and getting open and doing what I got to do, I got a great rest of wideouts, great quarterback. My coach, everybody's gonna put me in a good spot to go make plays. So just got to keep adding up and putting good film together.
Wes Hadkowitz.
Hey, Davante, I know there was a lot of big moments in that second quarter, but with Allen's touchdown specifically, what did that do to kind of get you guys going and to be able to, get that first one in the end zone?
It usually just takes one play, man. One play, one big play, and then we kind of feed off of each other when that happens. So it was just a dog-ass play. I love seeing plays being made like that, because it continues to help build the trust between him and Aaron, as we progress through the season. So him making that one-hander last week, or I think it was last week, on the right side, that's probably why that ball went up there. And then you're going to make another one now. 12 won't even think twice. He'll look over, see a safety tilted toward me, and, it's time to let it fly and let 13 go make a beautiful grab. So it's contagious. Big plays are contagious. So, that was definitely a good spark for us at that point in the game.
MK Burgess.
Hey, Davante, can you talk about what happened to get you guys going? Because you guys had 3 trips to the red zone where it didn't seem like you guys could get it going. And then, as you just mentioned, that Lazard touchdown kind of helped you guys get there.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's just finding that rhythm, finding what's going to work best, finishing the drives. It all comes down. It's just a game of third downs. If you get to third down and you don't get it, then that kind of puts a stop to the drive. So it's just about capitalizing in the moments where you kind of have to. And then, we definitely did that tonight. We had guys all over from the backs to, the wideouts, tight ends, a lot of different guys in different positions made plays today.
Rob Demovsky.
Hey, Davante, you mentioned, having the week off in the playoffs. Do you think it's good for you guys to play next week? And by you guys, I mean, obviously you, Aaron, and some of the bigger stars.
I do. I think that there's a lot of good in it. Having 2 weeks off is not, it's to each his own, but I wouldn't want to do that. So I would want to play next week, at least some. So we'll see the plan we come up with, but I'm planning on, I'm definitely going to prepare to go out there and play at least, well, I won't say at least, we'll see exactly what it's looking like, but I want to get out there and run around a little bit for sure.
Jason Wilde.
Hey, Davante, before I ask my question, I just want to clarify, it's all about the film, but you still want the 21 yards to move past Jordy for the season record for receiving yards, right?
Oh yeah, that's why I want to play.
Okay.
That's not why, but I like to think, playing a half or whatever it is, whatever we decide, I'll be able to take care of that. You never know when you'll be able to have, that type of honor later. So, 2018, I didn't play in the last game and I needed 2 catches for the record. I would have broke it last year and then re-broke it this year. So you just never know. I hurt my knee that year and then got held out of the last game, so I wasn't able to get that record. So who knows what will happen in the future? So you kind of got to take advantage of different opportunities when you're so close. If I needed 100 and 200 yards or something like that, maybe we chill. But being so close to it, why not?
Well, I know you don't count your yards before you get them. You've learned that lesson in the past. I did want to ask, though, about closing these guys out. Look, they don't have Cousins. They're missing a bunch of guys. They come in here. How important was it to, once you got going, to really kind of step on them? Because you guys didn't feel like you did that a week ago. Yeah,
we learned our lesson for sure. We talked about it, coaches included. It was something that Matt and I talked about almost ad nauseum to the point where it was, it would come up and we just laugh about it. So, the type of team that we are, it's just about the mindset and how we decide to go at the games and whether or not we want to, keep pushing and doing what kind of put us in the advantageous spot before. So we did that today. We didn't convert on everything, but we at least had the right mindset of how we're going to, keep going at them. So that's the new Packer way now. And I think that, we found that just having that mindset, that killer instinct just to put teams away, that's the best way to go. And we don't want to continue to give our fans and family heart attacks out there. So just finishing off those games is going to be key on this stretch.
Just a heads up, AJ Dillon is going in the other Zoom room. So a heads up if you want to talk to AJ Dillon. Cassidy Hill, go ahead.
Hey, Davante, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Speaking of AJ Dillon, when he shows up to the locker room tonight in 10-degree weather in just overalls, did y'all kind of have a feeling of how this game was going to go on the ground?
I didn't know that. I didn't see him. He was already changed by the time I saw him. So that's pretty hilarious. But what do you mean just overalls? Like nothing on underneath it?
Nothing on underneath it.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty risky maneuver.
You have to go check out the pictures.
Yeah, I'll check out the pictures. I'm sure we'll see him on IG, but I don't expect nothing less from that dude. But when you can go run people over and just kind of bulldoze your way into the end zone a couple of times, then you can do what you want. So he might as well wear that every game at this point.
Yeah, I think he's on the field right now in it. Thanks so much.
Matt Steinman.
Davante, just to clarify first, were those earmuffs or headphones that you were wearing? I still can't tell. Oh, okay, headphones. And my actual question, how would you describe this stretch Aaron has been on, and does it compare to any stretch that you've seen from him in your 8 years with him?
Well, I can barely hear anything. Let me see. Great noise canceling too, by the way. Beat Studio 3. But with Aaron, I at this point, he kind of got the LeBron effect with everybody. He kind of has to play at MVP level every week because that's just what people expect at this point. He's definitely spoiled the fans and the rest of the world with his play. But when you can consistently do it at that level, it's really no pressure on him to go out there and just perform because it's so. What kills me about the way he plays is just how easy it is. From a mental. He kind of has different ways to just mess with the DBs, the way he'll look over at me, give me more attention, and then we'll just hand it off. It's just real easy for him out there, man. Everything is super calculated, and I can't say that I don't pay too close attention. I always hear after each game, what he did, but we both got that progressive mindset. We're always thinking about the next thing we're going to do. So yeah, I'm almost to that point with him about his own stuff too. Now it's like I just expect it, and I definitely don't take it for granted. But it's just what I expect from him at this point. He's the best to ever do it, man. And it's a blessing to be able to have a quarterback like that. For 8 years, come out here and just make my job a hell of a lot easier. So, a lot of guys can go out there and run great routes and, do what it is that wideouts do, but you still need a great ball. You still need a quarterback who knows where people is. And that's that's the best part for me is that I don't really have to worry about too much. And, I'll run into a few hits every now and then, but just having a guy that can see the field and just operate at such an elite, confident level, it's just, it's not fair.
Mike Clemens.
Although, Davante, your team checked off a lot of boxes tonight, a lopsided win, secure the home field, a good run defense, stabilized special teams. guys might get off next week and then you got to bye. So are there some things that you still want to see, like earlier leads and that kind of thing going into the playoffs that your team needs to work on?
Well, I mean, you can nitpick all day and do stuff like that. And, I would love if we go out and score 21 points a quarter, but it's the NFL. I mean, it's not always that easy going up. We put up almost 40 today and I mean, freezing temperature. So it was a really cold day out there. And we still went out there and handled business, and you could see it affect other people, and the way we kind of just lock in a moment and just go get it done. That's just kind of been the whatever it takes mentality. We've adopted that early and just kind of taken that throughout the rest of the season. So it's been a awesome ride, and at this point we just got to keep winning. Obviously nitpicking and all of that will help us, and we're really hard on ourselves, I guess you could say. Our team is definitely our biggest critics out there. There's nothing anybody could say that we haven't already thought, or we're not already being real about with ourselves. So it is what it is as far as getting an early lead and all that type of stuff. We just got to finish these games and put together as good a film as we can, and that's really all we're worried about.
Aaron Nagler.
Davante, the Packers have 100+ year history, and you are etching your name among Don Hudson, Sterling Sharp, James Lofton, Greg Jennings, whoever has come through that building. Do you ever take a moment? Do you ever think about everybody that you are surpassing, in the sense of there were 2 or 3 catches tonight that were inhuman by you? That's not normal. Like, you are doing inhuman stuff. I know you got to remain professional and you have to do what you do, but do you ever sit back and think, yeah, I'm the best?
I feel like that thought used to be something that would enter my brain. It's almost to the point where now, I think I've said it before, but like when you guys ask me, or not you guys in particular, but the media will ask, do you think you're the best wide receiver in the league? And I'm just to a point, like I said, I don't even like visiting that conversation anymore, because I've already, it's to a certain extent, you say it to kind of encourage yourself to believe it and keep bringing more confidence to yourself. But not that I can't get, more confident, but I'm in a really secure place in my career. I work really, really hard. So everything that I get everything is on purpose, man. I pay close attention to every single thing that I do on the football field. Whether it's a false step, if it's an extra step at the top of a route, I'm always thinking about how I can get better. So I don't like to stop and smell the roses too much, but it's good to hear it. I have a lot of supportive teammates and coaches, family. My wife is, my daughter's starting to talk pretty good, so she'll be telling me in a minute, I'm sure too. But, I have a lot of people that remind me of, the accomplishments that I have, I've made throughout the years, or even over the course of this year. So when you got great people around you to kind of remind you, you don't have to do it yourself as much. But it's a blessing, and I had to say a prayer and just kind of talk to the man after they announced, the catches thing during the game, just because it's special, and I definitely don't take it for granted. I enjoy every moment out here with these guys. I talked about it with the team when Matt announced the Pro Bowlers, and I just had to kind of remind them and let them know that they gotta pick somebody to put in the Pro Bowl, right? Like, there won't be a game they can't put everybody in there, but so they got to choose somebody. But the things that we do, things that, Aaron and I do, we could not do half of the things we do without the support from the whole team, whether it's the literal support, just showing support, or it's the scout team DBs going out there giving me a great look every week, and they know how I like to practice. So sometimes they may not be up for it coming out there in 10-degree weather when we practice outside, but they know that, Davante is that's where I get my confidence from, is practice, man. I wouldn't feel as confident. The game wouldn't be as slow as what it is to me right now if I didn't, push the envelope every single day and do everything like it's game like. So kind of found the recipe, man. And I try to, share it with the young guys and let them know, because I didn't always have this killer type mentality that I have now. To a certain extent, I did, just kind of in a raw sense, but more so now, it's just like I know everything that I'm doing makes a difference. So I try to let them know that and go out and lead by example. And said a lot there, but I'm extremely thankful for the guys that are on this team, man. Aaron just trusted me the way he has throughout this whole thing. So I've answered like 5 different questions, but hopefully that answers yours at some point in there.
Thank you, Davante.
All right, we'll just do one more. Tom Silverstein.
Hey, Davante, over the course of the season, you guys have built up a lot of capital, you positive capital. You beat San Francisco on the road. You beat Cincinnati on the road. You beat Arizona on the road. You went toe-to-toe with Kansas City, beat the Rams. Anyway, you know all that. How much does that matter versus where you are in the month of December, where you're supposed to be hot and going into the playoffs? I mean, is there something that was built during those games that still applies now?
100%. The season and how everything plays out kind of shapes who you are going into the playoffs. So, like I said before, we're battle tested. We've kind of experienced everything that you can experience at this point. We got blown out literally to the point where I think we were like one of the lowest on the power rankings after week 1. They were saying a lot about, the Saints and what they were going to do, and not hating on them at all, but I think we kind of showed the world, and ourselves what we're all about. And, this game can humble you really quick. So maybe it was a good thing that it happened the way it did starting out the season, because we had 2 straight seasons of 13 wins. That's a pretty special thing. It's hard to win in one game in this league. So to be able to do that back-to-back years and then come in week 1 and kind of get blown out the way we did and take a strong look in the mirror and then come back, dealt with injuries. I mean, some of our best players have missed like significant time. We've had 2 that really haven't played at all, who are all pros. So, and then, hopefully we get these guys coming back here shortly, but just being in the type of environment that we've been in, whether it's going on the road, playing some of these games in these hostile environments, or just battling through what we've battled through, or, just kind of the ups and downs within a game. We've kind of seen it all at this point. So we're definitely ready for this stretch, and just got to stay as healthy as possible. This bye will definitely help that, and come back, in Lambeau ready to do this thing.